Hello, wealthy family, and welcome to today's Mindset Monday. I am Chanel, Ascending Infinite Goddess, your favorite angel oracle. And today's Mindset Monday, we're going to talk about how to tell the difference between being sad and being depressed. Because there's a lot of people walking around here that are in a constant state of PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. It's something that used to be reserved for those that had seen war or extreme traumatic experiences, like if they witnessed someone they loved being murdered, or if they themselves went through some unspeakable horrific crime. But nowadays, with all the different stressors in our environment, with the different perils of life, many people are experiencing PTSD. So I want to just kind of touch on the topic. Of course, I am not a medical professional, so please do not take anything that I'm saying. It is of my own opinion, okay? Channeled directly through spirit, through my own divine spirit, but please don't take anything I'm saying as a way to disregard what your medical professional may have told you. I'm just kind of opening the door so you can see certain things, okay? So when you're feeling sad about something, sadness usually is, I don't want to say fleeting. It's a energy, it's an emotion that comes through and kind of like washes over you or washes through you. It doesn't usually stay for a prolonged amount of time, you know? And when I say prolonged, I mean months upon years. Now, you could be sad about something like you lost your job or you lost your friend or something of that nature, but it could, you know, you lost a pet, you lost a loved one, you lost money or something of that nature. But usually after a couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks, you find that energy subsiding, you find a way to have happiness, joyful glee, and it's not debilitating, meaning it's stopping you from doing other everyday things. When a person is depressed, when they are depressed, emotions are usually shoved down. Sometimes you don't know you're depressed. Sometimes you can continue your everyday activities, but it's like a robotic frame. Not robotic frame, but like a robotic action. You just do it because you know you're supposed to. You'll eat, you'll shower, you'll go work, and then that's it. You're not socializing with anyone, anything. You're just suppressing your emotions. Sometimes depression shows up as not being able to move and do anything. You're just in a dark room all day. You're not wanting to talk. You can't smile. Things that once brought you joy cannot bring you out of the funk. You may not want to eat. Depression shows up so many different ways. You may overeat, you may undereat, you may overexercise, you may underexercise. There's just so many different things. However, how you can tell whether it's sadness or depression is how you feel in your heart and how you feel in your gut. Like I said, if you're devoid of any other type of emotion, you can't feel happiness, you can't feel joy, you can't feel love, you know, you can't connect with, let's say you have children, you can't connect with them, you have a spouse, you can't connect with them, you can't feel the emotional integrity or the emotional intelligence when you are conversing or having dialogue with other individuals, you may be suffering from depression. And a lot of times, doctors, medical professionals will prescribe a medication as antidepressants to try to mellow your mood. However, it just puts you in, most of them will put you into a space of nullness. Like you're just null, everything's null and void. You can't feel anything. Now you're not feeling sad or depressed, but you're not feeling happy either. You're just, you're just there and existing. So, excuse me. That is residual. That cough is residual from something I was fighting off from last week. That's why y'all didn't see me Thursday. Sorry. But this depression can be triggered from anything, because in today's day and age with age information, It's good that we have access to a lot of different things, but still not so good because it can become overload. You can become overstimulated. And then you have access to some information that you may not want to know, things that you should not be privy to, that you should be, safe from seeing or feeling or experiencing. So, how to deal with this depression and even sadness on a natural way. Now, if you don't want to just be in the null, in the void, and just be like, okay, I feel nothing, but at least I can function, at least it's not debilitating. If you want to get to a space where you can release this energy, so you're not on unnecessary medications, the natural set course is to, one, know what happened, know what triggered it. Most people know what it is that has happened to make them feel sad. Some people don't. But if you know the root cause of it, always is good to speak about it, get it out of you some way or another, right? So talking with a therapist or a psychologist or a psychiatrist, or speaking to a mental health professional, right? Like myself, I do mental health sessions. But talking about it, getting it out in some way or another is the number one way to combat the sadness or depression. Because again, depression, you are depressing, you're suppressing the feeling, so it needs an outlet. All right. The reason you're feeling the way you're feeling is because it's just layers upon layers of things that have not been dealt with. So you need to shed some type of light on it. Okay. Speaking of light, the sun, being out in nature is a natural antidepressant. Literally, take a walk, preferably in a park, or if you have like a little hiking trail in your area, that would be really good, because the birds, right? The songs of the birds, the sound of the wind coming through the leaves of the trees is good. Just walking, feeling the sun, breathing in deeply, that really does help, okay? It really does help. Also, journaling. Journaling helps a lot, okay? Journaling, writing certain things out, writing letters to individuals that made you feel a certain way, whether you know their name or not, it really does help to again, it gets it out. It gets the energy out. But again, you have to be willing to be honest and truthful with yourself, okay? But number one, I always recommend speaking with someone. Going out in nature would be number two. Journaling about it, meditating about it, and then of course, having things around you that help stimulate calming environments. So lavender is good, yellows are good, chamomiles are good, dandelion is good. Smelling these things, or whether it's through incense or diffuser of essential oils, or perfumes with these notes. Vanilla is good. Drinking these teas, the teas with those ingredients, those are good as well. But you want to have things that stimulate peace. So you don't want to watch shows or play games that stimulate violence or that can trigger the things that would enhance the feeling of the sadness or depression, whatever it is that you're going on. Like if you're sad or depressed because you got robbed, you wouldn't want to watch a show about robbers, okay? You don't want to watch certain things that trigger you. And everybody has their own triggers, and that's fine. But it's important for us to be able to note this, because if you're in a state of sadness or depression, that brings down your frequency. And right now, we're in a space where we want to make sure our frequency is at the highest it possibly can be, because there's so many things that are happening in this world. We don't want to go down with the sinking ship. Okay. And if your frequency is low, you are anchoring right down to that anchor of that sinking ship. So do what it is that you can to help elevate yourself, and give yourself the time and the grace and the space to work it all out in a manner that is timely for you, that is best for you. Okay. So that's all that I have for you today, wealthy family. I love you all. I'm grateful for you all. I appreciate you all. And until we connect again, stay alert, stay aware, and live in love.